should be us live. Let's have a little look-sees here. Knowing my luck, won't put me live, but I'm pretty sure we are live. Yes, hello and welcome to Mach Masters Round 4 at Singapore. And yeah, buzzing to be back in the commentary box again. Loving it here. But Singapore, it's going to be a wild track, and I would say it's going to be a wild afternoon. As you know, it's a street circuit, so those walks will always creep inwards. And yeah, hopefully these boys will be up for the task of trying to keep the cars out the wall. As now we're just counting down 5 seconds left until quali starts. Evening, Mufasa, I see you in chat as well. As now we're underway, let's see how these guys are got it. This is one of my favourite, it's definitely one of my favourite tracks, Singapore. It's a very twisty and very hard track to get it down, but when you do and you nail it, it feels absolutely amazing around here. So let's see who gets out here first, and we'll go on him for the first flying lap. As everyone's waiting as well, get their setups on right. So I think we see a Kick Salba coming out first. It is a Kick Salba. I think that's both of the Kick Salbas coming out as well. It is. So we'll get on whoever the first one is. Zoomed in this list. And it is zooming. Oh wait, let's see what you can do. It's very interesting. I do. So we're just waiting for them to fly around. A lot of people still in the box. So I think as you see now McLaren just pulling out, that's Worthy. He's pulling out. But a couple minutes down already. As that's zooming, he's took the escape road there. Is his teammate, does he take the escape road? They both do. And that's not going to bode well for them if they're missing a braking zone there. I don't know if Kick Salba's told him that's the faster line, but I don't think it's a line you can take. As they're getting around, you can see the cars kicking out at the back there. Maybe just try to warm up these tyres a little to get the optimum temperature out of them to really push. I'm not sure in this game, but I remember in other games, this track used to have a lot of track limits. But the finest of margins is very hard, but he's going to come around the last corner and start his flyer. As it looks like everyone's jumping out. Well, a couple more cars have jumped out. Both the Alpines have jumped out. Hopefully they can get out of the way safely. And this now, as he takes this first couple of corners, it looks nice. And then the big right-hander onto this back straight. Opens up the wing, uses a lot of battery here. It's a big straight. As he gets down there, it's a 26.4. Looks very competitive. So he's still pushing on now. As he looks like he just scraped the wall there. I don't know if that was the game or not, but it does look like he has scraped it. As we got yellow flags, I think someone else has went down the escape road. As he puts on the power again, opens up that rear wing. It's a big old straight. I do miss the bridge section of this track, but now it's just another straight line to really power the car through. Another helping a DRS. As he gets to this little chicane, gets out of it. Now it's a hard left-hander. You gotta keep all the momentum here. Really try not to be out the track, and it's a 128.3. But we'll jump back to his teammates. We've just seen a car spinning there. What can Ben do here? It's a 130.2. So we'll go back to Worthy, who's on his lap as well next. As he's going to try and push this car to really capitalise on every part of the circuit. So now he comes down the left-hander. He's got to make sure he's in track limits here. He does, and he gets a 129 flat. Is anyone else on a lap here? So we'll go through the order. Would it be this Alpine? I think it might be. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's the Aston Martin's getting out of the way. Out on a pair of mediums as well. That's what the board says, but looking at his car, oh no, that is not. That's ports. That's why. That's why that Aston Martin has softs on. Now powering down, he's got this big long left-hander. Goes up to 7 to take the speed out the car. He does a 29. So we'll jump back. It's looking like a 29 is really good around here. So we got yellow flags. It's an Alpine. I take it that will be Lausanne just going off. As his teammate is behind him by a second. But we'll go on to Virgo. He's been really strong in the last couple of rounds. So let's see what he can do. I've seen the purple middle sector there. It looks like he's flying around. So now he pushes all the way to the line here. And he does a 128.2. So he does nip the P1 right now. As we'll go back. We'll go on board with. Who should we go on board with? Try and have a look around who's on a flyer. Go on with Ports. He's using his battery to power out this corner. As fastest middle sector again here. Don't know if that's because he's first lap, not really into this game, but I would imagine that would be the fastest middle. But he's got one sector to go here. So it looks like that curb might have just spat him out a little. Keeps the car going though. He's got one more corner to go. He's got power out of it. Let's see what he does. It's a 128.6. Also, we'll jump back then to Strachey. What can he do over the line here? It's a 130. Anyone else on the flyer behind? So we'll go on with Lord Vader. He gets a 130 here. So we'll jump back to that Williams. Just went another lap on his softs. I think another. No, he's harvesting. I don't think he's pushing at all. So jump on board the Mercedes of finish. Let's see what he can do here. He's winning another lap. He invalidated his first. I see just a little wobble out of that corner. He's really just trying to push the car now. So he uses a lot of battery. You tend to use a lot of battery down this big straight. It's a 26.8. It's looking good. Let's see if we can keep it out of the track limits, keep out of the barrier. That's the hardest part. So it looks like again he clips that. Well, I think it just might be a visual. It just might be a little bug in the game, maybe, because I don't think it's affecting their race pace here. Or their lap pace. So maybe. See, now he uses a lot of battery down here to power. Brakes heavy is a 104 and that he's done so far. He's going to try and drag it to the line here. Still one sector though. He's got about 3 corners now. And now he gets to the last corner. He's going to fling the car in. He's got to try and make the car stick here. And he does a 129. So we'll jump back. We'll see anyone else on a lap here. No, zoom in. Harvesting. Finish we just seen. It will be the Williams, as he looks like he's harvesting as well. So we'll go back to Josco. Let's see what he can do. He's just started his lap. Looks like again, really twitchy on that corner. But now he uses a bit of battery. He's pushing now. Really just try to fly here. He gets it. It looks like to be the fastest first sector here. But we'll see his second sector. He's got to maintain this. He has got to maintain this pace around the whole track here. So I think someone just shot up there. I've seen out of the corner of my eye, someone did shoot up. I think that was the Williams. I'm sorry for not being on board the Williams there. I just seen. Oh, Jesus. But we're on with Joe Scola now anyway. So he's now powering down here. It's a 104.6 here. He's still got one more sector. He's got this little kink on this straight. And then 3 more corners to go. So now he's going to power down. He's going to try and get around this last corner with everything he can. He goes to the line. It's a 129.6. So we'll have a look through anyone else on a flyer right now. It's out in front. It's out in front. I don't think so. We'll go on board. We'll go on board the Alpine of those then. Let's see what he can do. He just needs to find a 10th on this lap, and he does jump a position. Oh, a little bit more than a 10th actually. But now the track's getting filled with more cars. As he does find time in that middle sector, it looks like, but he's not improving enough. He's still got one more sector to go. As it looks like Haas is slowing down to get out of people's way. But now it's the big left-hander. Let's see what he can do here. As he powers it to the line, he finds a lot of time in that last sector, and he does jump a position up. As his teammate also jumps positions as well. Vince Porsche into the pits. So have a look back through. We'll stay on board with Vader. As it looks like he's on a hot lap now. It'll be interesting. I think actually, do we go with Strike? Who looks like he's just locked up, but he has found a lot of time in that first sector. So we'll stay on board with him, and then we'll jump back to Vader to see what he can do. But he's still got a long lap to go. As he comes up to a really tricky section, just past the tricky section of the track. Gets nice rotation to get out of that corner. The rear wing flies open. He is finding time. He's finding a second. Roughly nearly 2 seconds. Well, 1.7. But he's still got a little bit more of this lap to go. Can he find time? Can he claw back any time for this section as well? As it looks like he just made a little bit of contact with the wall there. But he's going to throw it around the last corner. What does he go up to? He goes up to P4. He finds 1.8 improvement there. So jump back to Vader. Let's see what he can do. He finds some time as well. Nearly a second as well. So we'll go with Perez. Let's see if he can find some time. It looks like he is finding some time out here. The track is really ramping up. He goes up to 9th there. That's a really good lap. Is there anyone else on a hot lap right now? No, no one else is on a hot lap. Some people are just out on their some cars out on their out lap, so we'll see them do their runnings as well. So try and get to the front of these guys, and it is a finish. Using no battery, just warming up the tires as you can see. But I would think now he switches on the battery, starts using it here, and it does look like he is using it now. So he starts a flying lap. Let's see if he can find any improvements. As we're getting down to only 3 seconds. As we're getting close to only 3 minutes left, sorry, not 3 seconds. You would imagine this will probably be Finish's last run here, unless he goes again on these tyres. Oh, he has a little wobble coming out there. Didn't actually see if he improved there. That's my bad. He looks like he really hit the wall at that point. But he's still going on. I don't know if there is damage to the car there. It does that. Definitely has got a hurt. Just looks like he just tapped the rear of the car and it just spun the front and hit there. But he doesn't seem to have wing damage. And he has set a purple middle sector. So maybe that's the quickest way to go around there. As now we're getting close to 2 minutes now. And you would imagine, as you can see from the pit lane, everyone's racing out, basically. As he goes through this last sector, he does find half a second improvement, bumps him up to 6th. I think that will be the end of his qualifying. So jump back to Finn Porsche, who's found half a second as well on his lap time, but he's coming up to some lap traffic here. I think it might just only be one car of lap traffic. There's the Williams there. Out in front, is he just gonna throw the car in this last part? Can he find that good improvement? He does. He finds the improvement up into 2nd. But that's his qualifying done. I don't think he'll get around. Yeah, he won't get around enough, especially with charging battery. So we'll have a look here. We'll go on with Brian. If that's how you pronounce it. I'm not the best at pronouncing certain names, so he's really got no fuel in that car. He's underfueled it. He finds 8 tenths of an improvement in that first sector. Really clawing out the time now. As the track's ramping up as well. He doesn't hit the wall this time, so he's going a different line there. He throws the car in here, keeping it stable. It's now the hairpin. He's got to get a good rotation out here. Get as close to that wall as you can and then power out. And we'll see what his middle sector's saying. He's finding 1.2 seconds of an improvement here. He's still got one more sector to go. As now he's coming up to maybe some people on their outlap. I think they'll just be far enough where he won't get affected too much by these guys. As he's going to come and cross the line, and he goes on to pole position. A really good lap. But I imagine other people will be improving. Finn's Porsche's out. Who else? As the checker flag is now waved down. So this is going to be the last runnings. I'll try and get to... We'll go on to Lausanne, the first of the runners here. We'll try and pick them up one by one. Powering out that corner. I didn't actually see if he was improving there. I would imagine the track is ramped up so much he should be improving, unless he's made a mistake somewhere. Or if he comes over the line, he goes up, he gets to 5th. As he pushes around the last corner, he does, it's a little bit of an improvement, but we'll have to jump back, as I think that is the RB of Vigo, and what an improvement that is. He goes straight up to pole. He's improved on his time. Can anyone find the time to beat it? Zimmerman can't. He's out. He's out. His track limits. Ports is out. Strachey, he's just invalidated. So we'll jump down to, can any of the Haases really find the time to beat him? Really, these guys are really putting the car in. As Vader takes a weird line. He invalidates. It's down to Josko. Can he? He's only a half a second up. I don't think he'll find the time there. He does improve though, up into 12. But that is qualifying over, and Virgo takes pole position. What a lap. The only car to get in the 27s. Really, you deserve it. And then followed by Brini, who went out before a lot of other people, so showing he's got some real good pace. Then followed by Vince Porsche, went out earlier as well. Then Zumman, then Warve, then Ports, Strachey, Lozen, finish, Marco Alvarez. Alvarez? I'll just call him Marco. And 10, Perez, followed by Perez, then Josko, Ben Worthing, Ben Worthing, then Lord Vader, and then be like, what? Not setting a lap time, because I'm pretty sure he does have a quality ban. So that is it. It's very interesting to see. Still a big old race to go, so anything can happen. It is a street circuit, so a lot of people might just rear too close to the wall. But a really good lap from Virgo. But a lot of good. I think everyone's really putting a good lap time, but now it's a race where it really counts. You don't get points for qualifying, you get points for the race. Will be interesting to see what people's tyres on. It could rain. I don't get to see if it rains or not. These guys will definitely know if it's raining or not. Yeah, it's quite incredible. Oh, and it looks like the rain has struck here. And will definitely throw a wrench, depending how long this rain will go. It's a real question. Some people might have put on the dry setup for quali, and some people might have put the wet setup. But it is Singapore, you'll definitely have lower downforce. Or maybe some people put the higher just for the straight line for overtaking. It's definitely throwing a wrench in the works though. But we need to see. So I'm going to go check these guys' tyres, so it look like it is interweather. It's not full wets. We need to have a watch. They've got to be careful now, as those walls will come in and in more with this wet. You'll have a lot less grip and you could just rear off into a wall. But it will be definitely interesting to see how people take this start as well. The pit lane doesn't look like I have standing water, that is true. Maybe it's just the start as the lights have went out and away they go as they tiptoe. Virgo losing the position of the start. He's gonna lose 2 positions if he's not careful. He has to go wide. And that's not what he would have wanted to start. As you can see a pile up of cars, you can see a front end plate, and I think that's from Virgo as well. It's just not been the start he would have wanted. He does have damage on that front wing. But what a getaway for Brown as well to get out in that lead, to get it done. As Vince Porsche comes back, I think Porteous, as we see zoom in wide there, really struggling for grip with the car. It's Porto, as he goes into the barrier, just cooks it too much. He's just sent it too deep there, and he's tumbling down the order. He'll have to fix a lot of that car, as I think his teammate as well has also had some incidents on the first lap. The Kicks Alba team will not be happy with these guys. But now I think everyone's going to try and settle down, get in their own rhythm. As I think we've just seen there. I've put the gap on the leader. Sorry about that. As you can see, the Ferraris, looks like it's a safety, it's a VSC. I think it just is a VSC out now. That's interesting. It will definitely delay, as it looks like the game's saying possible strategy is it might just keep raining. No warrant for the full wets from anyone. But these guys gotta make sure they're under a delta. So we just seen Lucent go very wide there, and he picks up a 10-second penalty for causing a collision with Worthy. As now the leader's got a drive-through penalty from the game. As the BSC gets away, he must have timed it wrong from the restart, and that's going to cost him a lot more than getting it wrong from the start. As Vader gets past Suman, but we'll go back as now Josko gets past, as that's a big crash. But he's kept the car going. I do not know how that car is still drivable. It really hit those walls very hard. But no front wing. I would imagine we're going to see him come into the pits and get that front wing changed. He's just not going to have any front grip whatsoever now. As we see Ben Worthy into the pits. But now, with that virtual drive-through, Baron's got to get up the road now. But it's going to be hard with all these guys. They're very talented drivers. So it's definitely going to be hard. As Lucent's falling even further down the order. Virgil staying out with that front wing damage there. So it's not affecting him too much. Which it will be affecting him, but he's chose to go with it. As we see Vince Porsche taking a very different line to Strachey there. See, I think he'll definitely be picking up definitely a warning as now Brown comes in and Ports takes the lead now. So it looks like there's a bunch of cars going into the pits. As we see zooming into the pits. As we see Lucent into the pits. And now, I think the rain looks to be continuing the same. It doesn't look like it's getting lighter or heavier. I could be wrong though. But it's interesting. It has given Virgo another position back with Brown pitting off the start. But now I think we'll go back to Worthy, who's attacking Drosko right now. He had that incident with... Oh no, I think Drosko got past him actually here. No Ports at the front. So jump on board the Ferrari of Vince Porsche's looking to really close in on him, on his Ferrari teammate. As he's closing on his Ferrari teammate, and it will be interesting to see how much. I wish we had a little radar to see what the weather was going to be like, so I would know what was going to happen. But I guess that can surprise us then. As Virgo gets a 3-second penalty there, and that is probably from that front wing damage. It's just not helping him with the... Okay, that's fine. So zoom in will be in AI mode. Apparently he's having problems with his console. That's the update I've got from Mufasa. But it looks like now Vince Porsche is getting a lot closer to his teammate here. Maybe Ferrari might need to swap the cars here. But there is no teammates in this, so they, they'll probably fight each other to the death for this position. But only a couple incidents on the first lap. These guys have kept it so far on the track as much as they could. As now Lawson gets a 3 second penalty, struggling probably with the weather. I would imagine most of these guys have definitely not practiced for the wet conditions around here. As we see Vince Porsche just struggling for grip to get the power down there at the exit, just struggling. As now I think Warvey's looking like he's going to be coming under attack here. He is. It's Marco's coming up to the back of him here. So we'll stay on board with these guys. And I think Warvey might have put on a dry setup compared to some of these guys. So we might bleed a little bit of time from it. It's only been 5 laps in of this Singapore race as well. And a lot of things are kicking off. But now I think Warvey looks to be pulling more away now. Maybe he just had a mistake somewhere. As this is not really a track you can make. There's not really that many overtaking position or places to make them. But that is roughly the closest fight. As I think Vince Porsche has dropped back as well there. Ben Worthy gets a 3 second penalty now. So they both take different lines there. I think Marco went for a bit of a wider line there just to try and get better exit speed there. But they're staying together. But we'll jump away from that because it looks like there's a yellow flag somewhere in the track. It looks to be a kick Salba. He must have went down the escape road. But Warby's found some pace here. But he is getting caught here as Vince Porsche. He's dropped a lot of positions here. I didn't even see what happened there. He must have made a mistake coming out of that last turn. But he's kept the car at the wall. As now we see Ben Worthy I think he's in the wall here. He is. He's spun the car. That's going to be hard to get out. I think it might need a virtual safety car to get it out, and I think that's what has been put out. Yes, it is. These boys need to slow down, got to stick to the delta as much as they can. Yeah, it is a virtual safety car, but for some reason it's not showing up right now at all. It's just only showing caution in the second sector. So, maybe just a little bit of a bug there, but that is interesting. So we've had two... so it only does it for me. I love this game sometimes. But now it's went green now, they can all go driving. They've all stuck to the They're Delta here, so they'll all be fine. No drive-throughs again. As Ben Warby on hards. As the track got dry enough for those slicks, we'll need to keep an eye out on him. He's gambled, but he has to have gambled. But I don't think it's going to work here because he's going to be overtaken by the leader. Unless he can get out in front of the leader. It looks like he has. So we'll go back on thingy. No, it hasn't. I think he's behind. He is behind. But we'll have to sit on board with him. We'll have to watch the lap times from him to see if it is getting dry enough for those slicks. By the looks of it, it doesn't seem like it's going to be. But we'll jump back as well, as Virgil's now under attack here. Josko looks one way, he looks there around the outside. He's probably going to. Well, he's probably the switchback. It's better than last year's. Not perfect yet, though. That is true. Trying to get a game perfect is not an easy task. It's now they've got a lapped car in front of them. It looks to be ghosted. I'm pretty sure it is ghosted to the other drivers. Driving through, but he's kept it on the island, Ben Worthy, but it just doesn't seem like the right time for slicks. As these inters still look quicker. But we'll see what Lucien goes on to. He goes on to hards now. That's another driver onto hards. Is it dry enough? That is the real question. It does kind of look bone dry now. Now I see it. As now the leader comes in, he jumps in. What does Strachey do? He stays out. Virgil comes in. That's interesting. Strachey puts the fastest. Vince Porsche puts another faster lap. As both Ferraris have stayed out. Hopefully there's enough water as Marco stays out as well. Is anyone else staying out? It does look like the track looks bone dry. It does look a bit greasy though. So now the previous leader comes around. He gets the fastest last sector here. As a lot of people have pitted onto those dry tyres now. Still 4 out here. But we can see with Ben Worthy compared to Vince Porsche if it is dry enough. I think it is, because looking at Vince Porsche sliding there, I think his tyres are overheating now. He might want to try and go off the racing line to get that standing water, because there will still be some on the track. Try and use that to really give the life back into the tyres. I don't know if that's how it works in this game. But I think Josko jumps Virgo in the pits, probably due to his getting his front wing changed. I would imagine we'll see most of these guys in the pits this lap. I don't think they'll continue on, as we do see Strachey into the pits. And it's going to be a double stack for Ferrari. As we see Marco, what does he do here? He calls into the pits. And it's just looking as the Ferrari team. He does get held up again back there, Vince Porsche, but looks to be a clean stop. As now Ports comes over. He's done his first lap on his hard tyres. Will Strachey come out and so see where he is. Go on board with Josko. And Strachey just gets out. He gets out, but he's got those cold tyres, remember. Josko's had his lap to warm them up. So he might be faster here. I would imagine DRS is enabled, yeah. He's going to have that DRS. I think he'll make the move this lap. He does make the move. Before the corner's even done. But look at that gap out in front. It's 5 seconds it's grown to. Just from Strachey going an extra lap, he's lost his second place there. as Losing gets another 3-second penalty. As now this race has went to dry. And I'd imagine he's hitting those curves with everything he's got there. As my voice has a crack there. That's interesting to see though. I think we'll sit on board with these two because it looks like this is going to get a feisty little battle here for second. But these guys battling going to let the leader just pull away here. As Strachey goes down the inside, he's got the softer compound. It looks like his tyres have heated up now. And I imagine he's going to set way to getting chasing after the leader and use these tyres to the best of his ability. As Virgo takes the fastest lap of the race. As if we see another car in the barrier, it's Ben Worthy again in the barrier. He's not having the best of race. Being struggling for grip. No safety car, no VSC, so that's not going to help him. As he gets overtaken by the leader, he's now lapped. He's a lap down now. I was about to jump back down. It is Lucen on Zoom-in. But Zoom-in, he has not joined back yet. He's having difficulties with his PlayStation. So we'll jump forward again. As it does look like Ben Worthy's back in the wall there. He's really struggling for grip now. But we'll go back to this little battle in the midfield. As now there's another yellow flag. And it looks like Ben Worthy's... He's spun again. He's having a horrid time getting those tyres to really stay going. But yeah, it's just... So it's still Ben Worthy. Not having a horrid time. It looks like... Is it a virtual here? It looks to be a virtual safety car again. No safety car yet. Which is nice to see there isn't one. But now these guys get to run these tyres. They get to basically save a little bit of tyre with this virtual. They don't have to run these tyres as hard as they would have normal racing laps. So it's definitely going to help them in the long run, but might change some people's view on the strategy and on the tyres. Pro is flipping safety cars. There's now Ben Worthy enters the pits yet again. And his race is just going from bad to worse now. But now we're going, it's green lights. Safety car, oh, the VSC's went away now. Racing back on. But there's real struggle. It was a real struggle for some guys at the start with that rain. Not expecting it at all. So as you've seen, the top 10. Oh god. There's a frog in the back of my throat. Jeezy. As these guys are still within the distance. Finish, try to find any way past Lord Vader. If only Marco just up the road from them. But now the DRS is opened for finish. Can he find the move past? No, he doesn't. Stays behind. As he probably wants the DRS from this straight. Perez still in the background. He's biding his time. Any mistakes and he'll clean that up. But you would imagine with the how much battery he's got and that extra bit of power from the DRS. But he doesn't look like he's getting close enough. Maybe he's went too much downforce and there's too much drag on the car and he just can't power past with the DRS. As Lawson gets the fastest lap, as now be like what gets a 3-second penalty. Quite interesting to see. I think Strachey's taking a lot of time out of ports out in front. As it looks like finish. As I just missed that finish, he's spun the car. That's not a good sign. He's got it going though, no damage. It's great to see. You have to find his way back up the field again though. But we'll go back up to Virgo, he's really closing in on these guys in front. Strachey puts in the fastest lap now. He's really using these mediums to great effect. Virgo looks like he's took off all his battery and just charging behind, charging it back up. He puts on the hot lap. I think he's going to go for it here. As the ERS overtake is on, the DRS is opened and he just flies past. Really showing that he's not put that much downforce. He wasn't expecting the rain, or he knew about it. Just wanted to sort of tough it out, basically. But he does have that 3-second penalty, so if he wants to try and win this race, he's got to get up the road quickly as possible. But we'll jump back down as I think Vince Porsche is actually arriving on the scene as well with the fresher hards. He went with his Ferrari teammate there. As there's a yellow flag again, and I think it is Ben Worthy. He was going a little bit slow there. Josco's still sitting behind, but we'll jump back now. So it looks like Perez was going to come under attack from Barry. From behind. Jesus, I can't even read names right now. So everything's kicking off now. But so now they've sort of just pulled a train here of cars. As Perez's battery's really low. And I'm pretty sure Barry will sense, he will know that. He'll see the car flashing in front of him, so he'll know it's low. Deploys a little bit of battery out of that corner. Just try to stay in that DRS to get any help. He's got that DRS. He won't deploy anything down here. But I think it's too little too late. As Barry sends it down the inside, he makes the move stick before the corner's done. That is job complete, move done. That is interesting now. I think it's also be like what has been lapped as well by the leader. It will be interesting to see these guys on. I don't know if there's multiple pit stops having to be done, but I definitely think these guys on hards can go to the end. They just got to extend it a little. But I don't know. I don't know how the. I've not really played much of this game, so I don't know how the tires are. But as already Lord Vader comes under attack from Barry, who just already made a move this lap. So we'll see now. So it's behind. There is definitely a speed difference in some of the cars going more downforce. As they swing the right handers here. So we'll go on the driver board here. So he burns battery, opens up the DRS, and look how much he's just gaining. And he goes down the inside. I think he makes a move stick. He's got to make sure the car's in between the white lines. He does. He does get the move done. And he's up into 8th now. So we need to see what you can do here. You'll need to try and pull away from Vader and start clawing some positions back from the start where he got that drive through. Is there any other close battles on the grid? There doesn't look like there's many. Just can hear the cars going. Ah, yes, okay. So, Billy what's not been lapped yet. I was wondering there, because I thought he had, but I was wrong. So we'll stay on board with, we'll go on board with the driving style of Virgo, who seems to be gaining on Strachey. Maybe his mediums, I'm not feeling the best. Maybe he's pushed too much on these set of mediums, and he will be bleeding out time now, if he has. So it looks like he had a little correction there. But we'll jump back basically. So you see Vince Porsche coming up to the back. He's clawing his way up to him, but I think if we jump further back, yeah, it's him again. Baran, right up the back of Marco now. And he has brought a friend with him in Vader. So these guys sticking together. He won't make the move here. But I think we gotta jump somewhere else, as it looks like Vince Porsche's really closer now. And it did look like on the timing sheets he was close. We'll sit on board with these two first. He doesn't go for it here. He goes for the other straight. Taking a wider line there. Vince takes a more narrow line. Is already Marco into the pits. I think he'll be putting on the hards. Let's see if Vince Porsche can make the move done. As he already pulls into the inside. I think he'd get the move done before the corner's even made. He has. And he finds himself up into 4th place now. As now, but I think I'll have to go back. I'll go further. As it looks like Virgil's already catching up to the back as we got yellow flags in Sector 1. And I think that might be Marco going a bit slowly out of the pits. Maybe made a little mistake there. But we'll go on board with Virgo here. We'll go on the first person view. Don't worry, that's not the leader in front of them. But there's another yellow flag there back behind us. It looked like Perez. I think it is Perez making a mistake. Everything's happening when I'm not watching them. As now Strachey jumps into the pits. Doesn't bother fighting at all. Now Virgo pushes on to try and catch Ports down. And it must be so weird for these guys lapping the cars and the cars getting lapped to see another car come through you. It's definitely nothing you would see in real life. Well, definitely not to get past the car. As Strachey goes onto the hards, so you'll be definitely going to the end with these set of hards. They're probably just hoping no safety cars. Also, Perez joins him, and Worthy does join him as well. As Marco went earlier, so let's see. Has he maybe undercut Worthy here? And I think he has as well. It looks like he has, yes. Strachey drops down into 7th. He's got clean air, so he's got time to really get these tyres up to the basically the window he wants them in, and he can probably bring them in however he wants. But now that gap is looking like it's coming down a lot in the front of the field there. So I'm just trying to find someone to really watch starting on with Lord Vader right now. He's keeping his he's got on arms. Basically, he's making sure he's got the. Oh, I can't even think of the saying anymore. Got him in arm's reach. There we go. Jesus. As I think Virgo's jumped in, so he's responded. And I wonder what tire he's going to go on to. Another set of hearts. So, going for an earlier stop with the hards. So we'll have to go on with Strachey. He's coming down the pit straight, setting a bopple last sector as Worthy retires, and it looks like he has crashed as a full course safety car comes out. And he has crashed and he's hit it at that barrier. I wonder what just happened there. He was on brand new tyres. Maybe it caught him out there, how cold the tyres were. But now this will get interesting. With Strachey and Virgo already pitting, the cars in front will basically nearly have a free pit stop. Definitely from fourth will have a free pit stop downwards. No. Well, yeah, I would imagine. It was. It looks like he just misjudged his braking zone and just the car just wouldn't stop in time. He's definitely hit the wall and jumped back onto the circuit. Because now the safety car is waiting to pick up the leader. But I think he'll be waiting a full pit stop and all to pick up the leader. But this will be interesting to see where these cars will lie out in front. And I don't think I think every car will be taking this free pit stop. Unless you try to do some defensive masterclass, but I think everyone will jump in. It'll be interesting to see where Strachey comes out and all of this, and so's Virgo's right behind him as well. Ports comes out in the pits. It looks like Josko also jumped. Josko jumping. That's interesting. He does. He does jump Strachey. He jumps a lot of people. He's up into second now. On those mediums for 11 laps. He's got to make them work with a safety car that probably will work. But I wonder what happened to Vince Porsche there. He was definitely a front of Josko. So maybe he might have just got the pit entry wrong. And it's cost him a lot as well if he has done that. But it's great. It's great to see a lot of these drivers still sticking in it, even though they've had maybe a couple collisions with the wall. They're still driving around. I'll give them that much dedication for doing that. Because if it was me, you would definitely see me definitely retiring. So, but we still got 11 more laps. And now that it does mean Port's lead that he had over basically a lot of people just evaporated. He's got cars behind now. And you're pretty much saying this could be anyone's game now. It will be hards versus mediums. Everyone that went before the safety car on those hards, got to be these guys that came out basically on brand new tyres. A lot of them on mediums. Some did put onto hards as well. Just Just having a look through the list. Yeah, Vader took that free pit stop, put on hards, put on the white wall tyres. So now we're waiting a lot of cars to catch up. But I think what this means as well, a lot of cars that were... Just want to check with something here. Yes, it does mean Ben Worthy, and I think also be like what did get himself unlapped as well. He stayed out. He probably could nip into the pits, get brand new tyres, catch back up, and he's back in the race for making mistakes as well. Because he definitely looks like he's built a big enough gap. Maybe got those brand new mediums, but he stayed out. He's content with these tyres, I think. Or maybe the safety car's coming in this lap and he wants to try and get to the back of the pack. As it also brings Luz in, who was a long way off. He's going to bring him back into this race. I think Ben Worthy's just too far back to really get himself. He would need to unlap himself again, but I don't think he'll do it in time. As now we'll go back up here. The good thing about Ports is right now he's got that ghosted car in between him and the rest, as they got to stay one car, and it's going to let him maybe probably get a really good exit here. As you said in Grace, he might get the time back from there, but it's not going to be as much as he had there. As you can see, the car's weaving to get the energy back in these tyres, because they're going to be very, very cool. As Lozin comes back in, I wonder, is he going to try something spontaneous here? Puts on another set of mediums. Brand new set of mediums, yeah. He's basically just caught up to the back, put on those brand new mediums for the restart. He probably just wants the fresher tyres. And you can see, go on board with Joe's question, you can see that lapped car is going to be in the way of him. And I don't think he can overtake the car until the start-finish line. It's just going to hamper him and all. But the safety car's still going around. Probably waiting for the stragglers at the back to catch back up. With the laps ticking away, it's not going to help the guys with the penalties as well behind. It's like, as the closer they are before the restart, or less laps you got under a safety car, the more you have to push the tyres just to make up positions with your penalty. As the safety car does pull in this lap, so I think we'll stay on board with zooming to get a restart. A little preview on the restart here. As a lot of people have left the lobby here. And what is happening here? So we'll have to go through. Lawson out. He's ghosted. Is anyone else ghosted in front? Both the Alpines have. Is anyone else? Josco has as well. So Porter's got two cars now. 2 car lengths. Strachey overtakes him straight away. And what has happened here? What has happened? There's no finish. Porsche will make easy work of that and overtake them. So will Barney. I see, it looks like he touched the wall there. Pretty sure Lord Vader will get these cars done as well. What's happened? It was looking so well for him as well, and he's lagged out. But we'll go back on board with Vince Porsche. looking around the outside. We just caught the end of that move, but what a move it was. Very audacious to do it there as well. But he's up into third now. And he's really using these mediums to great effect. He's really pushing the car around. As we see a lock-up from Strachey in front. As you can see, he's getting that better launch. Barney. Is Barney coming up to the back of Virgo here? That is some risky stuff as well. As now Marco's joined back. I just wonder if something's happened. Maybe, I don't want to say it's the game's fault, but maybe the game's just, it's so hard to tell. You're not there talking to them. You don't know what's happened. But we'll go back on Vince Porsche's looking. He's staring at his teammate here, who's on those old hards. As you can see, he's just not getting the turning he wants. As now Vince Porsche's going for it, and he's already made the move done before the corner. So he sets the fastest first sector, and he's going to set off to try and catch the leader here. Maybe take a couple cars. As Barney still behind Virgo, as now he gets a 3-second penalty, and Virgo would definitely try and make sure he stays behind. As Losing joins back. I just wonder what happened. We'll definitely hear about it in the public chat. As you can see, Vince Porsche sent the fastest middle sector. He's really flying. He's really gunning for that top step, hasn't he? As now Strachey staying with him. As we got yellow flags in sector 2. There isn't. Stop lying to me, game. As now Port's putting in the fastest lap. As now Vince Porsche's putting the fastest lap. So he is gaining, but he's got to gain a lot now. As now Strachey, it looks like he's going to be under attack by multiple cars. I think Josco joins back. Thank God he has. He's got those brand new mediums as well, Barry. It will be interesting. This is a fight for the third podium, as it looks like Virgo sends it. He gets it past. He gets it done. As he's probably wanting to try and get as far away from them as possible. It's interesting to see. These guys are still going at it. He is pulling away a little. Am I able to invite him back? I don't think I do have him added. I think he is back, actually. Yes, he is. Wilson's back. I think someone else just joined or left there. I'm trying to watch the stream back to see who it was. It's Worthy, okay. It was Worthy, okay. It's fine as we just went on to Porsche, and you can see in the background Vince Porsche touching the wall. He's really throwing this car around to get anywhere near. Even hitting the wall. It does look like Lausanne is back in this lobby to tell. But now here are these hard tyres, these about 2 lap old harder tyres getting attacked by these fresher mediums. But he's going to get half the helping of DRS from Virgo this lap. He probably should have whacked on the battery there, saved a bit of batteries he could. I don't know, Mufasa, are you still here? Is Lausanne in? I'm pretty sure I've seen his car that was solid there. But I would like you to double check for me. But as now, I think Vince Porsche's actually burned up his tyres here. Does look like it to me, or is he's pushed too hard and maybe picked up a little bit of damage? But now, we've got roughly about 5 more laps to go. And by the way it's looking, I don't think anyone could catch the top man. And this battle for third could get interesting. So also Strachey's pulled away from these guys behind. As now Barney is looking. Is it Barney? I'm gonna call him Barney. It looks like he's under attack from Josko, but he seems to be keeping them at bay for now. As now it looks like these hard tyres have came better over these mediums. As now Virgo's catching back up to Vince Porsche, and I think my theory is true. Vince has probably cooked his tyres here. But Virgo's got that 3-second penalty. And that's not going to be helping him. He's got to try and boost away. He's got a second to Strachey right now. And he'll have a 1.5 to Josko. So if he wants to get anything done, he needs to get past Vince Porsche pronto. As no, I'm wrong actually. Sorry. He's got roughly about 2.5 seconds to Josko right now. So it's interesting to see. He's now Strachey's broke the DRS from the cars behind. As I think Josko gets past now. He does get past. It's getting interesting. It's getting down to the wire. We'll go back on board with Virgo, who's looking to maybe try and salvage a podium here. As he takes to the right, he tries the outside. He runs out of track though. Has to go the long way. And this is definitely not going to be helping him. He's got to find roughly about 2 seconds somehow in Strachey in these last couple of laps. As you can see, Virgo powering down the straight past Vince Porsche up into second. But now he's got to get up the road. He's got to get out of here. As we see yellow flags being waved in the first sector, not the second. It's Ben Worthy. He's went down the escape road. But now all Virgo's got to do, he's got to push as hard as he can. He's brought that gap up to 2 seconds to Strachey. If he can find more than a second now, finally the sector 2 yellow flags are away that weren't there in the first place. He's got to find the second to really get this podium. He's also probably going to push away from Vince Porsche to make sure he doesn't attack him. But it might be, and him doing this, it might bring him up to the backup ports. But I think he's just too far away. There's not enough lap times. As now Barney has got another 3-second penalty. I think he's got 6 seconds now. And it's going to mean a lot of cars behind. He's got to push to get a lot of cars behind out of that 6-second gap. As that looked like Vince Porsche might have just slided into the barrier there. But it does look like now these hard tyres have come into the best part of their life compared to these mediums that just look like they fell off a cliff already. So now the gap between Virgo and Strachey, it's close now. It's 2 point. Try to figure this out. It'll be roughly 2.6. It's hovering about 2.6 now. 2.7 is going to maybe go up to 2.8. I think it might just be on 2.8. Getting risky. It's now is 2.8. look at that. Look how much time Virgo's brought out of Ports here. He's dragged Vince Porsche as well up with him. And if Virgo can find some more time as well, because he'll be dragging Vince with the DRS, this could be maybe a little battle at the end, but I'm pretty sure Virgo will be looking at the gap behind to Strachey. He'll be more focused on that. But I didn't think it would be possible for someone to catch up to the leader, but he's pulling out the time out of nowhere. Really, really going. I think he's on the cusp of the 3 second gap that he needs. He's over 3 seconds now, as it bobs around, chopping and changing all the time. So it looks like they touched that barrier again. But I don't think there'll be enough time. He needs another lap, but it looks like Vince Porsche's just drifted wide there, and he's out of DRS range. And that will be curtains. So, oh no, as it looks like he may have dropped back in. It does. He has dropped back in, but in doing that, Strachey has. He's just sitting on that edge of 3 seconds. But he does have Josko behind him, that's the thing. And if them two start fighting, they both lose it. But now we go on to basically the final lap of the race. But I'll jump back as well. Watch this little battle. I would imagine it's going to be for fourth, maybe third, come to the end. But no, Josko's dropped way far back. So it's going to be basically a last lap shootout between these two on the old hards. So keeping the gap nice and similar. So now Port's really not having that much battery. Either Strachey and Virgo got roughly the same battery here. So it will be a straight shootout. It's now Josko and Barney swapping positions there. The move was done. But I don't think it will matter in the end. I don't think he'll pull out that time he needs. Now Vince Porsche's out, and it looks like I think it's Virgo will be out there, as he's got DRS to the car in front as well. He's flying on these old hards, but if he just doesn't have that penalty, what could it have been? He won't make it in time, but as he goes into the last sector, we got to go on board with the leader, who really has not put a foot wrong this whole entire race. As he's going to come up, he's got one more corner to go, not to make a mistake here. And I think he will not make a mistake. He's just got to bring it home. He brings it home over the line to take P1 Ports. It's a very good drive. Then down to Vince Porsche, who's also had a good drive. He just burnt out those mediums too quickly, trying to catch back up to the lead. But Virgo, in saying that, he has made the gap. He got that. He got up to 4 seconds, which means he is on the podium from that, basically you could say, awful start. To make it on the podium was well done from him. Then Strachey up into fourth. A very nice drive, just kept everything right as well. Josko, what could have been as well? He was in second with those fresh mediums. That disconnect really hurt him there. But other than that, it's been a great drive. Finish, a very sneaky one under the radar. He had that one offing as well at some corner. I forget what lap, but he's managed to pull it back up to 6th. Lord Vader pulling it up back to 7th. Barney dropping all the way down to 8th with that big penalty he had. Perez into 9th. Marco, who also disconnected, 10th. Lozen also, who another disconnected under that safety car in 11th. Be like what in 12th. 13th Zoomman, who's unfortunate really, to say the least, with his problem with the PlayStation. Meaning he couldn't do most of the race, but he won't be happy with it, but there's nothing he could do. and Ben Worthy in 14th, and Worthy who DNF'd. But it was definitely a challenging race for the changing conditions. Went from the rain to the slicks, and Ports just kept his head down, did nothing wrong, and comes and takes the race win. As the game's now displaying the race winner, the fastest lap does go to Vince Porsche, most overtakes Barney, the cleanest driver is Lord Vader, and the game's driver of the day is Josco. But I'm pretty sure the boys will vote who their driver is. As yes, that is it. A very, very difficult race for a lot of people. But with only one DNF as well on a street circuit with rain, I've got to say it's very well done from these boys. But that will be it for round 4 at Singapore. I'm just going to have a check to see where we are next time. Let me have a little look see. I think we will be at Canada for next time. So I've enjoyed that very much. Please take care and goodbye.